Up a little bit more.
Welcome to Outside the Ring. I am here with my guest, Saucy Josh Morris.
That's right. This is my podcast now. Just so you know.
Don't go with that. I won't take it too far.
Yep, good. What's up, man? What can I do for you today? What can the Saucy Josh do for you?
So I'll start by asking, how are you doing?
I'm good, man, bro. I'm just got out of the gym, just doing my saucy business, working on my newest episode of Sauce, which should be out sometime next week.
Nice. So this Saturday, you are defending your AWE championship in a triple threat against Jacob Braun and Darren Fly.
That's right. A triple threat tango, if I might add. And listen, I faced Jacob Braun and Darren Fly multiple times, both separately, never together, but I know I can handle them both. It's not going to be a big deal. You know, Jackson, Michigan, where AWE runs, that's very close to my hometown. So it's very near and dear to me. So it means a lot to be the AWE champion. So I'm not going to just let some guy who everybody calls Pixie Stick or some guy who used to have a giant head. Luckily, he kind of grew into his head. Neither of them are going to take the title from me.
And then let's see, you're defending the top-notch championship as well.
Yep, I'm defending the Top Notch Championship next Saturday in Coloma, Michigan, against the chosen one, Sean Sparks. Now, this is going to be my first match since defeating Silas Young at GLWA. Like, all completely by myself. Everyone wants to say that, I paid off a referee. I can't control what a referee does in a match. I know you know that. I know you know
Yeah.
that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't control what a referee does in a match. And so if the referee just so happens to hit Silas Young below the belt, what do you want me to do about it? To call off the match? No. I capitalized and I pinned him 1, 2, 3. Before we get too far into that, I would like to delve into what I'm doing this Sunday, which is going to be down in Lafayette, Indiana for BMFX, where myself and the president, Jeremy Hadley, will be taking on Jared Kripke and Buff Bagwell. Now,
Buff
I've
Bagwell.
never, Buff Bagwell. He's going to try and say that he's the stuff. However, I think he's more like a powder puff. So, let's see how well that works out.
What got you into this world of professional wrestling?
This world just kind of found me, really. If I'm being honest, I've been a pro wrestling fan ever since I was 3, which means as long as I can remember, because I can't remember anything past I was 3. It's just a fairly simple story. I was doing whatever the hell I was doing. Dad says, "Hey, Josh, stop doing that and come watch wrestling." And I said, "What's wrestling?" And then, from that point on, I just was a fan. If I can remember correctly, my very first match I watched was Kane and the Big Show on Raw, and somehow I remember the Big Show actually having X's over his eyes. I know that was just my little kid mind imagining that. However, that's my first memory of WWE is Kane knocking out the Big Show and the Big Show having X's on his eyes. And I was sold. And so from that point on, I would get into action figures. I played the video games. I was rather obsessed with it to the point where everyone was like, Josh, I was like that annoying wrestling kid. I'm sure we all can say we were once we kind of get older and realize more people like wrestling. But I was that annoying wrestling kid that everyone would be like, "Oh, don't talk to him. He just talks about wrestling all the time," which is true, and I still do. But then, as time went on, I still wanted to be a wrestler, and everyone told me I would outgrow it, and then I didn't. And then it became to the point where I don't listen to anybody anymore. I'm an adult now. So the hell am I going to do? Just sit here and be like, oh, yeah, I wish I could do that. Or am I going to just go and do it? I went and got trained over at Dan Severn's Price of Glory Wrestling Academy in Coldwater, Michigan. Unfortunately, it's no longer running. But yeah, I want to say I went in there in 2017. And by 2018, I was on the road with Rod Street as his deputy. And from that point on, I really had my hands in a few different jars here in pro wrestling, you know?
Mm-hmm. How'd you come up with the ring name Saucy Josh Morris?
Well, my first name is Josh, so that one was pretty easy. Uh, I used to be a lifeguard character, so uh, I was thinking, of I guess, a douchey last name. I don't know if I can say that here, but any sort of uh, basically what your high school bully's last name would be. That's what I was trying to think. And then I came across this series on YouTube, and it was like about Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell, and about how Zach Morris is trash. I thought that was pretty catchy, and so I started thinking, Josh Morris is trash, and that came up with that. And in terms of the saucy aspect of my character, I was done being the lifeguard because I outgrew that character leaps and bounds, and I was just kind of being myself. I brought in my saucy MC, my saucy manager. He only comes around every now and then, but QZR Dobson, he's out here making music moves. Shout out to him. He made my very first song, and it was dope. It's the one that everybody knows. Josh Morris isn't here. Josh Morris, hold on up. He made that for me, but I was still doing the lifeguard thing, and so it didn't really like mesh. However, it was kind of just like, well, I can't be lifeguard anymore, and so I kind of just started going on all those newer type words like swaggy, snaz, I don't know, snaz, all those kind of new age or even older kind of retro words, whatever you want to call them. And saucy is just kind of the one that stuck, when everybody like, you're not saucy. I'm like, you're damn right I'm saucy. And it just kind of stuck. And from that point, it's kind of just become who I am, the term saucy is actually kind of like, I wouldn't say inappropriate, but like it's not. I made it what it is when referring to me, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm working on possibly even coming up with my own kind of sauce, but that takes time. Unfortunately, it's a lot. It takes a lot more time than I thought. I don't know why I thought it didn't take much time though.
What promotion did you start wrestling for first?
I mean, I think the very first time I wrestled in a match, well, it had to have been for Dan Severn's Price of Glory. I was doing a SWAT SWAT guy character for Rod Street. And then he took me along to his next match. Like he literally plucked me from a show I was already at and took me to the next show. And that's kind of how our relationship started. And the first official match I probably had was for this place in Indiana called PWK. It was back probably, I want to say not even 3 or 4 months after I started training. And it was in some big like 6-man tag, and there before we were training, or I mean before the match we were training in the ring, we were just rolling around and stuff, and I ended up like spraining my ACL before my very first match. And so there's footage out there that exists, just not very good footage. You can see that I'm like standing on the apron and I just fall for random times. So it was a really good first match. Not really.
How long have you been wrestling for?
Uh, I I believe I'm entering my 7th year. I've because like I said, I started training back in 2017, so being in the business as a whole 7 years. But those first, like really up in from like 2018 to 2020, those 2 years I was with Rod Street doing the deputy thing. So I rarely got an actual one-on-one match during that time. But as far as doing my own shtick by myself, Saucy Josh Morris, I'm going on my third, no, my fourth year. I'm at like 3.5 years of being by myself, but as a whole in the business, about 7 years. I know that was a really long-winded answer for a very short answer.
Do you have a list of favorite matches or moments from your career?
Um, I mean, there's gonna be ones I always look back fondly. There's always gonna be ones that I look at not so fondly. As far as ones that are my favorite, I mean, maybe a little recency bias, but when I defended the top notch championship against Silas Young last month, April 13th at WrestleVersary, that was pretty special because Silas Young has been all around the world, and I had a really good match with him. Helped my confidence boost even further than it was. Yeah, no, I don't. I try not to sit here and say, "Oh, this is my definitive perfect," or not my definitive favorite match, because you never know what you're gonna do next. You never
Yeah.
know. Like, and also another thing I've noticed is I can sit there after it happened and be like, "Wow, that was a badass match. That looked cool as hell." And then I can watch it like a year, maybe two later, and I not even think it's good anymore. And that's just through the evolution, I suppose. You
Yeah.
know, over time, you're just like, "Oh wow, I'm getting not half bad at this," and then I am my own worst critic, and anybody who actually knows me will agree to that, because I sit there and nitpick every little thing that I do, not only in the ring, but during my promos, during anything that has to do with my overall presentation. I'll always think something wasn't right. But like I said, I get very off track. My apologies. In
Yeah.
terms of favorite match or moment, not really. I don't have one, because there's so many that I can think of. Oh yeah, that was fun. That was good, but none is besides the Silas match, I suppose, is going to be sticking out to me as this is the one.
Yeah.
I suppose
Who would you
give John Cena answer and just say my next one.
who would you say for some of your toughest opponents to face in the ring?
I hate that I'm actually saying this, but freaking Isaiah Moore, wow, he's so good, he's so talented, yada yada yada. But the hype is true, man. The dude knows what he's doing. The dude knows how to put a whooping on somebody, and he knows how to look good doing it. So anytime I'm going up against Isaiah, I know that I'm in for a really very tough match, but also a very good match. So he's someone that I'll always put up there as terms of toughest opponents. I've gone toe to toe with some heavy hitters in my day, way back when. I think it was probably like my fourth or fifth match period. I somehow ended up in a tag team match, me and Rod Street against Abyss and Kevin Thorne. That was pretty crazy. Again, like that was my fifth match, so I was really felt like I was in the like bizarro world thing, where I was like, how the hell did I get here? Especially after only being trained, not even a full 2 years prior. So it was like, I didn't think I'd be getting here this quickly. Obviously, I never really wrestled them again, but those are in terms of heavy hitters. You can't not say those two.
Hmm.
You know, uh, let me think. Damian Gray, he's a tough cookie. He knows how to hit hard. Like, I've wrestled him a handful of times, and every time we leave with a significant amount of bruises. It's never just a very easy match. It's very tolling on the body, no matter when we wrestle. Um, and you can ask Sean Sparks after GLWA Recoil on March 25th that I'm for sure going to be his toughest opponent when I punch him in the face several times so that he won't get up. Of course, he'll be watching, so you'll know what I'm talking
Who is someone or some people you would like to face in the future?
about. Oh, I don't know, man. Everybody. People that I haven't faced before. Really want to get in the ring with Timothy Savage. I know he's back on his football thing. He's back in college football, so good for him. But when he gets off of the field, I want him in the ring with me. My saucy MC QZR Dobson, he's a manager. He's never really wrestled. But I can't say that there aren't some times that he pisses me off that I'm like, all right, just get in the ring, bro. Let me kick your ass a little bit and maybe we can just hash this out like men used to. But on a real note, I would never hurt that man. I love that man. But if he ever stood in the ring with me, I have to do what I have to do. One last person. Oh yeah, there was years ago. I won't get into specifics. That this match got taken away from me, but I want it. Damn it! I want to go one-on-one with Mr. Pectacular, Jesse Gooders. I know he really only wrestles for OVW these days, and he's doing reality stuff. It doesn't matter. Mr. Pectacular, I'm working on my guns too, bro, and I'm at least half the size. So whenever you decide to want to try this sauce, I will be waiting. For sure, dog. You'd like to see that match, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I would need a little bit more enthusiasm out of that. He was on Big Brother for 2 seasons. In the golden age. You ever seen Big Brother?
No.
It's a great show. You should check it out. But that's all I'll say.
All right. What are your titles behind you?
Huh?
What are those titles that are behind you?
Oh, well, this is my saucy wall of, I would call it a saucy wall of fame, but it's all for me. So the only fame is right here. This is my beautiful face. It's a picture I really like of myself. This is the AWE Heavyweight Championship. This is the top GLWA Top Notch Championship. I might have misspoke. That's the AWE Heavyweight Championship. GLWA Top Notch Championship. FWF Tag Team Champion. 1/2 with Sauce and Serge the Bomb. Then right here, I got the Saucy Award for Sauciest Episode of the Season for Season 1 of Sauce. Episode 6, Grand Theft Sauso. Of course, I was always going to win that award, but it still means a lot to me. This Saucy Section sign, some fans over at GLWA made this for me, as well as this, the Saucy Boy pendant. And I don't really go by Saucy Boy anymore, but this is the best thing that a fan has ever made for me. And so it goes up on the Saucy Wall of Fame. And this is Crispy Rico, my bat. He only makes an appearance when it gets really intense. And he's not very nice. You feel me, Doug?
Yeah.
That's right. How you doing, man? You doing all right?
Yeah.
Feeling saucy? You feel sauce radiating through the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
Who did you beat for your AWE Heavyweight Championship?
I beat Officer Rod Street by hold on. Still got it here. I was the winner of the AWE Golden Ticket, and as you can see, I bashed it over his head, and then I cashed it in and won the title. That was back in October of 2023. So, been reigning champion, however many months that is, like 7 months. They take the winters off, though. So.
What tag team did you beat for your tag team titles?
Oh, the tag team we beat were these clubs named High Face and Pastor Pulse and Donnie Gunner down at FWF Warsaw. They got their own little crop of guys there. Better than all of them. But those are who we beat. And that way we've been going on being the champions for almost a year now. I think in June it'll be a year. So, we kind of run that tag division. They just don't bring us around because they don't really have any tag teams on our level to challenge us, However, in June, we will be defending them against Congo Kong and CFR. And it doesn't really matter what they bring to the table because we've beaten them before.
Do you think your bat will be involved in your title defense?
If Crispy Rico needs to make an appearance, he will. I try not to announce it when he's going to come out, though, because that kind of ruins the surprise. He's he's kind of an old man. Like I don't know if you can tell, but this bat is almost 20 years old. And bat years, you multiply it by like 8. So homie's like pushing 80 right here. He's an 80-year-old man right here. You can't pull him out to the ringside all the time. But Crispy Rico does know how to put a whooping if he still needs to. Just because he's old doesn't mean he doesn't do a job right. He's just, he wants to sleep. He wants to drink his coffee. He wants to sit in his recliner. I understand, okay? He's the one asking the questions. You don't have to yell at me, all right? Cool.
Let's do a little fantasy booking here. If you could book anyone to defend your AEW Heavyweight Championship against, who would it be? Looking up and down the AWE roster.
Okay, just across the roster, not just anybody. Because fantasy booking, you can bring anybody into the fold. On the AWE roster, I have, I don't know if you've seen the AWE roster, but we bring in a lot of outside talent because Jackson doesn't actually have a whole lot of people that are native to the area. So that's why it's kind of an attraction when it comes to town. If I had to defend my title against anybody, I don't know, bring in Gilbert. I'll smash up Gilbert.
Gilbert
Saucy smashes the freaking Gilbert. I'm actually a very talented artist. A couple years ago, me and QZR Dobson came out with a Christmas song. So I don't know if you guys want to check that out. It's called Wish List. It's on Spotify. But it's, almost summer, so you probably don't want to listen to a Christmas song.
What about Kenny Urban?
The Kenny Urban, man, that guy's a goof. Like him. I like him a lot, actually. He makes the crowd laugh. He makes the crowd have a good time. I did wrestle him back in Toledo as CIW. I want to say it was back last month. And unfortunately, he just because he's a goof does not mean that he is not capable in the ring. And he caught me slipping. Can't even lie. However, I wasn't even really taking that match as seriously as I should have been because it was the night after I wrestled Silas Young. So I already had a big weekend. I already had a big W weekend. I can take on this goose guy, and he caught me slipping. However, if he were to ever try and step up for the AWE Heavyweight Championship, I don't care how many goose socks you have on your hand, you are going down, Kenneth. But he doesn't like him, I call him Kenneth. Bet not. Since you haven't asked yet, but it's okay, I would like to. Relax, Crispy Rico. Relax. Put you down. Next week, the next season of Sauce will release on YouTube. Sauce is my YouTube show / it gets published on a few different platforms. However, it is to describe it the best, it is just an insight on the look and the mind of Josh Morris. Last season, we ended things with Saucy Awards, hence my Saucy Award. We gave out 2 other Saucy Awards, and, we kept off a pretty successful season, an 8-episode season. Some of the episodes were a little too long. However, it is almost, I'm putting the finishing touches on episode 1 of season 2. And I'm going to announce this here now. It will release next Friday, May. It's May 24th. And I will send you the link exclusively if you want to get an early access sneak peek.
All right. I'll be looking forward to it.
I hope so. Your name is Maverick, right?
Yep.
All right, Maverick. I'm going to send you the link. And then, of course, you got to let everyone know just how good the episode is.
I'll give my honest opinion and review.
That's right. And it's going to be a good opinion because I know how you are. I can sense it, man. Don't worry. You're going to be entertained.
All righty.
That's what happens anytime Josh Morris is on your screen or in front of you in a ring. You will be entertained, period.
Well, with that being said, that's all I had for you. Thank you for your time.
Hey, thank you for having me. Go ahead and follow me on Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok at Saucy Josh Morris. And like I just said, make sure you check out Sauced episode number 9, season 2. It's episode 1 of season 2, but overall it's episode 9. It'll be called the Saucy Sweepstakes. Thank you again, Maverick, for having the Saucy Josh Morris on your channel. And I hope you enjoyed it. The splashing of the sauce all around you, man. Let me know if you want me on next time, and I'll actually start batting stuff up with Chris Rico. We'll do some batting practice.
All righty.
All right, man. You have a good night.
You as well.
Bye.